Delegates, please begin returning to your seats. We'll begin formal session in 30 seconds. We are now back in formal session. We currently have one motion on the floor at this time. That is a motion to set the speaker's time for 60 seconds. United States, would you like to speak in favor of this motion? Are there any countries wishing to speak in opposition to this motion? China. I would like to remind delegates that these are procedural speeches. You have 15 seconds to discuss why you do or do not want speaker's time set to 60 seconds. No substantive material may be included in these speeches. If yes, you have the floor for 15 seconds.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Fellow delegates, the United States of America believes that a speaker's time of 60 seconds is needed to allow each country to sufficiently address the topic at hand. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. China have the floor for 15 seconds.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. China feels that, given the small size of our committee, more than 1 minute would be beneficial.
Thank you, delegate. We will now vote on the motion to set the speaker's time for 60 seconds. All those in favor, please raise your placard. All opposed? This motion fails. We will now move on to speakers. United States, you have the floor for 60 seconds. Are there currently any motions on the floor at this time? United States, to appointee right.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The United States of America moves to close the speakers list.
Thank you, delegate. There is currently a motion on the floor to close the speakers list. Are there any other points or motions on the floor at this time? China, to appointee right.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The People's Republic of China moves for closure of debate.
Thank you, delegate. That motion is in order at this time. There is currently a motion on the floor for closure of debate. We will now vote on these in the order of precedence, starting with the motion by China to close debate. This requires 2 speeches against. Given the size of our committee, we will have 1 speaker against. Are there any countries wishing to speak against this motion? United States. Okay. United States, you have the floor for 15 seconds.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The United States of America is convinced that there is still much progress to be made and that closure of debate at this time would be premature. Thank you.
Thank you, delegate. This motion requires a 2/3 majority to pass. We will now vote on this motion. All those in favor of closing the debate, please raise your placard. All those opposed? With a vote of 12 in favor and 3 against, this motion passes. We have now closed debate and we will move into voting block. Before we begin with voting block, I would like to remind all delegates there will be no note passing, no talking, and if you do leave the room, you may not re-enter. So please do not leave the room, otherwise your country will not be able to vote on the draft resolution. Having said that, we will now enter into voting block. We will look at draft resolution 1-1. Are there any motions on the floor at this time? United States, to what point do you rise?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The United States of America moves to adopt draft resolution 1-1 by acclamation.
Thank you, delegate. That is a motion to adopt draft resolution 1-1 by acclamation. Are there any other points or motions on the floor at this time? Seeing none, we will now vote on the motion currently on the floor, and that is a motion to adopt draft resolution 1-1 by acclamation. Is there any opposition to this motion? Is there any opposition to this motion? Is there any opposition to this motion? Seeing no opposition, draft resolution 1-1 passes and now becomes resolution 1-1. We will now take motions regarding draft resolution 1-2. Are there currently any motions on the floor at this time? United States, to what point do you rise?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The United States of America moves to adopt draft resolution 1-2 by acclamation.
Thank you, delegate. There is currently a motion on the floor to adopt draft resolution 1-2 by acclamation. Any motions on the floor at this time? China, to what point do you rise?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. China moves draft resolution 1-2 by roll call vote.
Thank you, delegate. There is currently a motion on the floor to adopt draft resolution 1-2 by roll call. We will now vote on these in order of precedence, starting with the motion on draft resolution 1-2 by roll call. In a roll call vote, there are 3 correct responses. There's yes, no, and pass. If a state does pass, they may not vote to abstain. With that said, we will now begin with the roll call vote. China? Yes. United States?
Yes.
With a vote of 13 to 2, draft Resolution 1-2 passes and now becomes Resolution 1-2. We will now take motions on draft Resolution 1-3. Are there any motions on the floor at this time? The United States of America to appoint you Rice.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The United States of America moves to adopt draft Resolution 1-3 by acclamation.
Thank you, Delegate. There is currently a motion on the floor to adopt draft Resolution 1-3 by acclamation. We will now vote on this motion. Is there any opposition to adopting draft Resolution 1-3 by acclamation? Seeing opposition by China, this motion does not pass, and draft Resolution 1-3 does not become Resolution 1-3. Are there any motions on the floor at this time? China, to appoint you Rice.
Thank you, Your Honorable Chair. The People's Republic of China moves to adopt the agenda as follows. Topic 2, small arms, and Topic 1, refugees.
Thank you, Delegate. There is currently a motion on the floor to adopt the agenda as 2-1. Are there any other points or motions on the floor at this time? The United States of America to appoint you Rice.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The United States of America moves to adopt the agenda as follows. Topic 1, refugees. Topic 2, small arms.
Thank you, Delegate. There is currently another motion on the floor to adopt the agenda as 1-2. We will now vote on these in the order of precedence, starting with the adoption of the agenda as 2-1. All states in favor, please raise your placard. All those opposed? With a vote of 11 to 4, this motion passes. Our agenda is set as 2-1. This motion passed. We are now in a closure of debate. We will move into voting block. Yes, Delegate?
There was a motion to close the speakers list before there was a motion made for closure of debate. So I'm wondering why the closure of debate is voted on first.
Delegate, I just put the motions in order of precedence. If you look at your tables of procedure, you will see that closure of debate comes before the closure of the speakers list. And when we move to close debate, if it is accepted, then all debate will be stopped. Therefore, there will be no more speakers list on that specific topic because we will now be voting on the the draft resolutions that are currently on the floor.
Thank you.
Delegates, are there currently any motions on the floor at this time? The United States will appoint you Rice.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The United States of America moves for adjournment of the meeting until next year.
Thank you, Delegates. That motion is in order at that time. There is currently a motion on the floor to adjourn the meeting until next year. All those in favor of this motion, please raise your placard. All opposed? This motion clearly passes. We are now in adjournment of the meeting until next year.